I mean, the truth of the matter is, people like to see you mess up, and they like to see you in your natural state. They don't want to see you like, you know. Even though mentally, you have to be prepared, right? See, and that's what's throwing everybody off. Oh.
Yeah, what threw me off is I print this out every time we go in. I just look at
but
the
you
brackets.
couldn't. Yeah, but you can't. Yeah.
And it's updated.
Look, it happens.
I know. I
It happens.
ain't mad at it.
It's like a tornado strike.
Bro, I'm just
It's
trying
like a
to get
tornado
the
strike.
scores, bro. Because other than that, we're going to say, you want to get on there and what we're going to say.
You
You don't
lost.
know it by law.
You lost.
Exactly.
That's what I'm going to say.
But you don't know it by heart. What
I
the
know you
scores
lost.
are. Okay, but is that what people want to hear? I lost, or they want to hear the scores?
I don't know
Who
if that's
won?
what they hear or not, but that's what feels good to me.
Okay, but that's not a good.
It's a
format
good look.
right now.
I think that's a good
Let
look.
me see. So we got Longview, Aledo plays College State. They beat Longview. Aledo beat Longview.
Yes.
14. Was that in overtime or what was it? How was it, school? I don't know how that went, man.
I think Aledo just beat Longview. I think it was a very good game though. But I think
Okay,
it just
because
beat
I don't
Longview.
know. Okay. And then College Station beat CC Vet. College Station beat CC Corpus Christi.
Right. But we also we kind of picked that one.
We said, what we said?
College Station.
We said College Station?
Well, I know I did. You might have said Corpus Christi.
Nah, I went for College Station because they was the closest thing to Houston. That's the only one.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I remember that.
I was
one.
up there.
Yes, I
I'm
remember.
good on the 580. That's about all I was good on. 580 was the whole season I've been out of there.
It wasn't that bad, man. It really wasn't that bad.
Argyle, South Oak Cliff, I was out of there. You was in there.
Look.
But nobody picked. We didn't pick Fort Natchez. I didn't go against Liberty Hill.
No,
they beat
no.
The Spanx out.
No, and yeah, we got a lot to cover.
14-6. Longview. Katy lost to Vanderbilt. Okay, Austin West Lake North Shore. Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we just about ready, man. I think we.
Okay, then lead it off. Let me finish right.
No. You always lead it off.
Well, you need to wait, bro.
But
hold on.
That's what I'm saying right there. We're live. We're right here at Texas 101 Jam. We're kicking it off, and I'm not ready because I never kick it off.
Oh boy, what a week! What a week! Only in Houston. What you think?
It was a blow away week, but the one thing I'm thinking is I did good. I did very, very good. That's pretty much all I'm gonna talk about today. You know, in these little segments we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, you won
this
this week.
Because normally, we spend a lot of time talking about.
You won this week. You really won. Especially in the 5A D2. I was out of there. So we're gonna cover this was the state semifinals.
Yeah, this is semifinals.
Semifinals.
I mean, there's only one thing left right now.
Yeah, so man, it was some upsets, some major upsets, and then there was some blowouts. The first blowout, 6A D1, Prosper and Duncanville. Prosper came out of Region 1 champions against Region 2 champions Duncanville, 41-0.
Okay, let's be clear. Now, I don't. You keep saying this. Well, we're already in this round and that round. We're talking about Duncanville versus Prosper.
Right.
Duncanville is extremely dominant.
Right.
Very aggressive.
Yeah.
They're. I mean, again, we're talking about something different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're unleashing them against Prosper, a very good, strong, healthy team, but they're not.
But round 5,
you have to be ready for that.
You're not looking for a blowout in round 5.
When you go against Duncanville, you have to be ready.
But
I don't know that Prosper has played anybody quite like Duncanville this season. You know,
man, what
you have to be prepared for that.
What an upset! I mean, at least
Right.
not an upset.
You
but
expected
at
a
least
score.
them to score.
I think they just got knocked out the ball. And
Man.
sometimes once you get knocked out the ball, it's hard to recover.
Man, Duncanville did not blow anybody away like that. They didn't get a goose egg through the whole, I don't think, through the whole playoffs.
Duncanville is very hungry. And anybody who sleeps on Duncanville will sleep their last sleep.
I take that back. They did. They beat Wiley 41-0. That's emulated. But you would think in round 5, you're not getting a goose egg. The higher you go in the rounds, the more competition you face.
That's what you think?
Man,
I'm
shout out to
not quite
Duncanville.
sure that that's necessarily so.
Shout out
especially
to
based on everything. Look, the stats are blown. The predictions are blown.
Wow.
Let's just be real about it.
Wow.
Okay? So some things are real though.
Shocking.
Duncanville is real.
Shocking. Well,
they've been real all season.
Let's go to Region 3 and Region 4. State semis.
What happened Region 2? Who was Region 2?
Duncanville.
That was okay.
We on the right side of the bracket now. North Shore and Austin Westlake. Okay. So, you got your L there. No, you didn't.
No.
Oh, I thought you went with Austin Westlake.
So you trying to give me a game?
Yeah. So we both got a dub there.
Yes.
49-34.
As a matter of fact, we said it was going to be a 14-21 point game.
Right. That was a good game. North Shore is ready, man. That Amador.
So, I mean, yes. Look.
He is a problem. I know
Amador is more than a problem.
Yeah, he's a problem. Now this is a hard one.
No, we'll talk. We're gonna have a whole segment on
players.
On players.
Okay.
Because we're gonna talk more about Amador.
I got you. So now we're at the state championship. Duncanville and North Shore. This is their 5th time facing each other.
This is the
8th time facing each other?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and
I thought in this decade. I can't remember, I read the stat, but I don't know. I'm going with North Shore to show for the dub, but after Duncanville put up that 41-0 against Prosper. Woo.
Okay, let's be clear. Okay. Duncanville played Prosper and they put up 41-0.
Mm-hmm.
Do not expect anything similar to that this upcoming season.
Oh no!
Right now, what's about to happen is the show.
The show.
Understand that even though Duncanville is dominant on that line, and they are,
right,
you have to deal with Amador. Understand, you have to deal with those front 5 of North Shore. Those front 5 dogs, and we haven't even talked about the whole season that are running that unit. Understand, those front 5 dogs are running that unit.
You're talking about on the
offensive line. They're running that unit. They are making
they
that
don't
unit.
get a lot of.
They don't get a lot. Press. The offensive and defensive line, they don't get a lot.
The defensive line get a lot of press.
They get a lot more than the offensive line. But they should be getting a lot more in this thing.
Right.
Because they are what's making this machine the machine that it is. Now, you could arguably say that any other position might be plug and play. Maybe. Even though you got some phenomenons out there, CJ, to go, they got some cold boys out there.
Right.
But you could arguably say that you could put some other skilled players in that position and they would still be able to shine because you got those hogs up there.
The hogs.
Okay?
Yeah.
So shouts out
to the hogs.
To the hogs up front. And when you come to dealing with them, Duncanville's going to have a problem. They're going to be man to man. That's going to be they're going to fight to a deadlock.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game.
Which matches.
It's going to be close.
Them against Amador, and that's the problem right there.
Yeah.
You see, anytime you erase the front 5 from the equation, Amador is going to destroy you.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. We're going with North Shore on that.
North Shore by 14.
So we'll be talking about that next
North Shore
week.
by 14, maybe 21.
No, it ain't going to be that much.
North Shore by 14, maybe 21.
I'm thinking about 3-7.
14, maybe 21.
It's going to be close.
Duncanville may not score.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's talk about the 6A D2. 6A D2, we had Denton Guy against DeSoto in the state semifinals.
That was, yeah.
Well,
That
this
was
47-28. DeSoto. We picked DeSoto.
Yeah.
That guy had a good season.
they fought, man.
They put up a good run.
And I was proud. I mean, they did had a great season.
Yeah, they had a great season. Definitely had a great season. So then DeSoto off to the state finals. And then this is an upset. The Standard. Oh my God. We have Katy up against Vanderbilt. Katy, Region 3 champions against Region 4 champions Vanderbilt. Now, is that Austin Vanderbilt? Austin Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Oh, man. 38-35. I think they went into overtime and they won by a field goal. Now, that's the Standard. They beat Katy. Let me tell you, hats off to Austin Vanderbilt because it is so hard to beat Katy, especially at this point. The odds are when they go this far, they go into the big dance. They're going to be in Dallas. They're going to be in Jerry's world. That's the odds. But this time, you lost on that one too.
Yes, I did lose on that.
We both lost on that one.
Look, everybody lost on that one. There was not a single person other than Vandegrift. There was not a single bet anywhere that was for Vandegrift other than Vandegrift fans themselves.
Right.
But guess what? They won in a big way.
Yeah.
And shouts out to those kids in Vandegrift for playing such an excellent game. Because any given
How
day,
they beat the Standard. You not called Katy the Standard. Until you win that many championships, they are the Standard. Katy and Alito, they the Standard. It don't matter.
I'm telling you, look out for the class of 2025. And now, I didn't even look into this game.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you
It's
that they were highly impacted
by
those kids and those seniors that they were playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow. So we have it shook it up again a little bit. We have DeSoto out of Region 2 playing Vandergrift out of Region 4. We thought it would be DeSoto and Katy, and we had Katy for the dub. So now, who you have for the dub in this one?
I have for the dub the person that beat Katy.
Vandergrift?
If you came ready to play Katy like that, and you go ready to play, you will win. However,
I can't
if
go
you
against
tiptoe against DeSoto,
I can't go against DeSoto.
If you tiptoe against DeSoto,
right. So I got DeSoto for this one, but
you going with DeSoto?
Yeah, I haven't been real good lately, but
I think that's a pretty good pick. But I'm gonna go with the Griff, man. I'm really gonna go with Vandergrift. They beat Katy. They came ready to play.
Right.
They have a different aspect and a different outlook on this thing. Hey, they shaking the boards.
That's what's up. Okay. So now we off to the 5AD1.
Ooh.
Now, 5AD1, this was a close one.
Yep.
Region 1 champions against Region 2. Alito versus Longview. 17-14, Alito. They barely pulled that one out. Now, we didn't talk much about it, but this is exactly how I expected that game to go. Longview.
Weren't they both 13-0?
I don't know if they were both
undefeated. I think
undefeated,
they were both undefeated.
But I tell you what, Longview, Lobos, was on a mission this year.
Yes, they were.
I just couldn't go against the Standard.
No, I couldn't go against
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. That's how I'm thinking this North Shore Duncanville game going to be. North Shore
That's what you think.
They always close, man. Very few are runaways. They generally close games. To the wire, man. They exciting games.
I think there's a different aspect and element of this game.
Right.
North Shore versus Duncanville.
Right.
They have some guys. What are they going to do? See, I could do this all day. But what are they going to do about CJ?
Yes.
What are they going to do about
they have too many elements.
They don't even.
Too many
you could arguably say that they underutilize CJ.
Right. A lot of them players are underutilized.
Right.
Because it's just so
running
much.
What about? What are they?
Well, they're gonna have to use. What
are they gonna do with the other running back? DeAndre.
Right.
What are they gonna do?
They're gonna have to use everybody. Okay, so back to this Alito Longview game, 17-14.
That was real.
I went with Alito. Who you went with on that? You went with Alito.
Alito.
I mean,
nobody's gonna go against Alito. Bro.
Yeah, that's the standard.
I mean,
they have like 10, 12 championships too, man.
They've been doing it. They know how to do it. They're still doing it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You can kind of expect, hey, unless there is some white knight, dark horse or something coming out of there, no.
Okay. Now we have in Region 3, College Station, and then the champion in Region 4 was Corpus Christi Veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. College Station won 33-7. Now we picked College Station. I picked them because they close to Houston.
Yes.
Now I should have did that in the 5AD too. When I talk about that, but that's okay. We got the dub there, 33-7. Shout out to College Station. They look like they about to go against the Standard. It's gonna be Aledo coming out of 1 and College Station coming out of 3. Who you got?
It's going to be Aledo coming out of everything.
Yeah, Aledo for the dub.
At this
Standard.
point, look,
I'll
shouts out to College Station for making it this far. There's never any shame to
Man, it's
losing to a
amazing.
team like these. But like you said, Aledo's been doing this for a long time. They're still doing it. And College Station, look, I don't know, but I don't.
It's amazing how in Texas football you look. There are teams who just have winning tradition. And a lot of them are not as stacked as some teams. You know, they step into that locker room with that winning culture, and that gets them through a lot. Then you have coaching, you know, and then you have talent, of course. They're not doing it with subpar talent.
Right. Well, okay. I'm so glad let's address that just for a second. I mean, you have a powerhouse that parents are naturally attracted. They want to take their kids to teams that's winning.
Of course.
Right.
Because they know the recruiters in the stands.
Right,
They're going to get all the
Right.
accolades. The cameras are rolling.
Right.
Trophies.
So if you have a good coach, and like you said, a good culture, and then you have a good community, that's when you start developing the North Shores.
Right.
And the KDs. Because like KD is not just a high school fighting by itself.
Yeah.
They're junior high and they're little leagues.
Yeah. It's a pool.
Yes, they actually. I think the little leagues actually use the same plays.
Yeah,
so it's like they're
I'm
conditioned from a young age.
I'm Katie.
To be, hey, I'm ready to play football at the next level of football.
Right.
So that's a mindset.
Well, you know, when I first moved to Katy in 01, I used to go to the gym, and a lot of the players were there. And I was like, wow, it's a powerhouse. You hear about Katy, you know, just keeping up with, because I was abroad and military, things like that. But you was like, man, how do they keep this culture? But talking to some of the players, learning how they do it, is a system. It's systematic. And it works.
Then remember, in Katy, you have a lot of NFL athletes that are actually living in Katy.
Right.
You know, so that culture is a lot about football.
Right.
You know, and I pose that with a community like in Lake Creek. Right. That it's not as, they love football. Right. They love some football.
But it's not as developed.
It's not as focused on football because Lake Creek has so many, 4 magnet school programs. Right. They're winning in baseball, softball, basketball, volleyball, the golf. They're playing fitch, and they got so many different things going on.
Yeah.
The entire community is not like rallied around one certain thing. Because how could you be?
Right.
You know, when you have 3 different things going on at the same time.
Yeah, but we want them football championships at Lake Creek too.
We do want them. We do want them. And I see the culture developing there.
Right.
And in some other new teams, and that's my whole point, is that there are some teams that are starting to develop a culture.
Right.
That could conceivably be winning in the next upcoming years.
So we both have Aledo for
absolutely College Station maybe next year.
All right. So now this is the one we've been messing up with the whole playoffs. Towards after third round, it went crazy.
But you was kind of messing up with him because last week I was like,
okay,
I don't want to bet against these guys.
No, but I don't think you.
No, I didn't got
you didn't go 100.
You coerced.
You
me.
went 50%. Yes. I was at 0%. It's like I wasn't even there.
Right.
So we have coming out of Region 1, Argyle. Coming out of Region 2, South Oak Cliff.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You picked South Oak Cliff.
Yes.
I went with Argyle. 14-6 South Oak Cliff.
That was a hell of a game, though. It wasn't like it was a runaway.
Wow.
But South Oak Cliff did command the game. Wow. There was at no point where you could say the game is finna slip away from
Man, they have some big old guys.
That
on that
line is massive.
They're huge, bro. They are huge.
We got to do a whole segment on just the lines of these winning programs.
I know they going to major university. They huge, man. They are huge. So shouts out to South Oak Cliff. They're
Yes.
going back to, you know how that season started. They were shaky, but they played some powerhouses.
They played Duncanville.
They got murdered by Duncanville. I mean, they played some powerhouses, but they were kind of shaky. They supposedly they had like 4 different quarterbacks. They had a quarterbacks issue, but man, they've been putting it together.
They were a team that it would have been good if they could have been knocked out the ball early in their district.
And that's the heart of a champion.
They didn't have a very strong district.
They got a heart of a champion. They beat Argyle, man. They got salute to South Oak Cliff beating Argyle. Man, Argyle was strong this year, as usual.
It's going to present an interesting situation this upcoming week, though.
Yeah. So now we have South Oak Cliff came out in Region 2. Now we have Region 3, Port Neches Grove
versus Liberty
Hill. I lost on that one too. You lost on that one too. We both went with Liberty Hill.
Yes, but I told you.
You said.
You coerced me into going with Liberty Hill.
Man,
I said, man, I am scared to go against
They beat
PNG.
them convincingly, 42-17.
But
I should have known something when they beat Fort Bend Marshall. They should have, but I thought it was fluky because
I didn't think it was fluky. I think they came to play, but I did think that Fort Bend Marshall didn't come to play.
Right, took them for granted because they beat them in district. But wow, shouts out to Port Neches Grove, and I really should have went for them because they closer to the Houston area, just as close as College Station was. But I didn't. I didn't have faith in you guys. But salute.
So how about this upcoming week?
Now. South Oak Cliff against Port Neches Grove.
That's what we're talking about.
Man.
Now, before you say anything, I gotta say this.
Go ahead.
We said at the beginning of this whole schmackaroonie that the winner of the whole thing was coming out of Region 3. We just didn't know
it would be number 2 team out of District 9.
Out of District 9 would come up out of nowhere, really. Now, Lake Creek kind of came up out of nowhere, too. So they had a couple of dark horses really running this thing from the background. But Port Neches Grove came up at the end of this thing, and they are finalizing it. Now, when you come up with Port Neches Grove versus South Oak Cliff, I'm going to say to you, Omar, who do you got?
Man, who you with? I'm scared to go against Port Neches Grove. They've been on a roll.
They are on a roll.
And they're coming out of Region 3.
They're coming out of Region 3.
But South Oak Cliff's the defending state champion.
I don't care if they're defending muscle men. Bro.
They don't look like they lost a beat.
I'm going to tell you something. South Oak Cliff should beware. Port Neches Grove is coming. And they're coming with a vengeance. And you may not score. I said that. They may not
I'm going to go with Port Neches Grove because we said Region 3. But
I got to. And it's not even about that. Port Neches Grove is being dominant right now, man.
Yeah, they beat Liberty Hill and they beat Fort
They're
Bend
playing
Marshall.
at a different level of game. And if you beat Fort Bend Marshall, look.
Yeah.
I feel like if you beat Lake Creek, you can beat anybody.
Right.
Fort Bend Marshall beat Lake Creek.
Right.
Port Neches beat Fort Bend Marshall.
Okay. So we both going with Port Neches Grove for the dub. So we have out of the 6A D1 champions North Shore.
Bam.
6A D2 we picking DeSoto.
Oof.
Right.
Go DeSoto.
The 5A D1 we going with Aledo.
Of course. Go Aledo.
And then the 5A D2 we going with Port Neches Grove.
Port Neches Grove, we are pulling for you.
And then
you got to bring it home for us.
See, I threw you off. You didn't call DeSoto on the 6A D2. You don't even know the team you picked. You picked Vandergrift.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
You picked Vandergrift.
Wait a minute.
Because they beat Katy. And you said anybody who can beat Katy, they're going to win.
Wait a minute. 5A D2?
No, the 6A D2.
Vandergrift winning that.
Yeah, so you said DeSoto.
Vandergrift winning that.
Yeah, so you went with Vandergrift. I went with DeSoto.
Okay, so I got Vandergrift, Port Neches Grove. Those are the two dark horses that I got.
Right.
I'm standing by both of y'all.
And then we
Vandergrift.
have 5A D1 Aledo.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
And 5A D2 Port Nature's Grove. So this has been a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
You think it was easy to pick, man? A lot of upsets.
You know what?
Of upsets in this bracketology.
I'm going to tell you, man. One thing that South Oak Cliff has proved to me is that Dave Campbell is pretty good.
Yeah, they pretty good.
They
good. Stuck with him.
They not perfect.
They stuck.
They make mistakes.
They stuck
just
with
like
him.
Everybody else.
When they wasn't looking good, they stuck with him.
But
they still had him up there.
They are the standard in Texas high school football for a reason.
Yeah, they not the standard. They the new champs.
Who?
Oh, you talking about Dave Campbell. Oh, you giving them shouts out.
Yes.
Okay.
Shouts out to Dave Campbell.
Okay.
For being the standard.
Right.
They are the standard.
Because we were like, how they have South Oak Cliff up there the whole time.
Because South Oak Cliff was running off ragged.
And they wasn't doing well.
They weren't doing well.
And
I could not see how they would perform.
They are defending their state championship.
They're defending it.
And it won't be easy. It will not be easy. But shouts out to Port Nature's Grove.
I don't think they can
come
pull
back.
it off. I don't think that they can pull it off.
South Oak Cliff can pull it off.
I don't think they can.
Right.
But I think that they did a hell of a road. Much further than I thought.
Right. Me too.
I expected them to go as far as Argyle.
Yeah.
And then last week I was like, yeah, they're going to beat Argyle because they really, they've been rolling. But up until that point, I really didn't have no faith in
Argyle. Yeah, I didn't
up
think
until
so.
that. If you had asked me 3 weeks ago,
yeah, I lost on that.
I wouldn't have said Oak Cliff, but
right.
Yeah.
So basically that's the results.
That's the results.
And we off to the state championship.
Yes,
so
we
good
are.
luck to everybody who made it. And check out our new podcast coming up. We're gonna be talking about the combine.
Right.
Absolutely. Numbers don't lie, combine. So as we close out, like we do always, numbers don't lie.
People do.
Peace.